But that goes into, when we're talking about time travel, an episode that is actually, I think, quite popular within the fandom, the episode 1969. That personally, I hate. I don't like it as an episode. I've watched it 2 or 3 times. I watched it again today, and all the way through, I'm like,
I thought about this earlier, and I was going to say I didn't like it.
yeah. Well, it's a
funny... I thought everyone's going to say they like it, so I might say I do. But
it's a funny episode, but I don't like time travel episodes, generally speaking. I don't know how time is affected by a supernova. I thought and this was written by Brad Wright and directed by Charles Corral. But I just thought it was a bit lazy, just because they wanted to do the paradoxy type thing. But I didn't really understand the science. So basically, the idea being that as the wormhole came in, it was hit by a solar flare that threw it around the sun a few times, Superman-esque, and that caused them to go back in time to 1969. So it was just a bit of a lazy episode.
The science of it, I agree with. I think it doesn't seem. I'm not a physicist or whatever. Physicist.
You? Why are you on here then?
I
invited a physicist.
Dr. Matt Dean. I wasn't a fan of the episode, but I like it in the fact that it brought that mechanic into the series, because it did open up a few really good episodes later on down the line.
Yeah.
One of which being Shen.
It's going to lead into the new game, the Timekeepers game. That's going to jump through time a lot if it ever gets released.
I don't know. The one thing I think everybody overlooks in this episode is Lieutenant Hammond was a hottie. Let's just get that right out there. He's an attractive fella. I'll fight you for him.
I'll let you win.
I can't remember what he looks like. Let's have a look. Young.
Lieutenant Hammond.
Gotta Google it.
I can't. I watched the episode today, and I have to admit, at no point did I go, "Ooh, Lieutenant Hammond." That didn't occur to me.
I'll take some of that steak.
Sorry. I can do with the top.
Now you're really going to get hate mail, and the whole thing's going to get banned.
We're woke now. I think we've gone into woke, mate. We're woke now. Damn it.
I like seen something that the guy who played young Hammond actually is someone called Major Kearney in season 8.
I remember the Major Kearney character. I didn't realize
he's Hammond, young Hammond.
No way.
That's completely off topic, but yeah.
I do like elements of this episode, though. I do like how they turned up at Cheyenne Mountain, and so everyone thought they were Russian spies, which was kind of cool because it was based in NORAD. It was a weapons testing facility at the time. I like how they did the whole paradox thing with, because it happened, the General Hammond knew about it, so he wrote a letter to help them. The bit I really don't like is the Cassandra bit at the end, when they step through the gate ever so slightly too late, so they end up getting thrown further into the future than they mean to. But because they'd survived it, Sam was able to tell Cassandra about it, so Cassandra's there with a device. It's just going bloop, and the Stargate does that thing that they do in later episodes where it just goes zoom, and there's no, you know what I mean? And it just opens. And
like the Nox, like how the Nox open it.
The Nox open it. The Asgard do its thing as well, don't they? I think. Yeah. But then they walk through and then go home the way they're supposed to. So I thought the end was a bit like boo. It was like Brad Wright had read a bit on time travel and gone, that'll be a good episode, and written an episode around it and thrown all these little things in about paradoxes and stuff. But I don't know, it just didn't work for me. And it definitely, going into the next episode,
it could have definitely just not happened, and the episode would have been absolutely fine.
Yeah, they could.
Do we think that if this episode was just never shot, it would really not have any impact on any later episode, story wise?
Yeah, not really. I think it was just a lot of jokes about Teal'c having to put a thing around his head and stuff. There was just a lot of and they wanted to do the whole 1960s thing, you know. Please hit like. If you are new to the channel, guys, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, as Shelley has reminded me to do. And if you enjoy the content, become a fully fledged sidetrack and hit the join button, because that gives me money every month. and the wife gets happy and won't make me stop doing it. I've already suggested at the moment that I should become a house husband, stay at home, and just do this full time, and she should look after me financially. And that was her retort to my plan was that, what's it going to be like living at your parents' house? And I was like,
I was going to say, how many nights did you sleep on the sofa for that one?
the thing was, I think she thinks I'm joking. I'm there going, I'd have the housework done and dinner would be ready when you go home. I'd be a brilliant house husband. I'd be amazing. But anyway, I'm not allowed. So the final episode of the series, me and Matt I think we're gonna argue on this a little bit.
Oh, good.
I think it's a complete stinker.
No, I don't. I'm not.
Shut up, Matt. Shut up, Matt. I'm talking now. Sorry, Matt. Out of Mind is the episode it's a two-parter, end of season. If you compare this to The Serpent's Lair at the start, the 2 or 3-parter at the end of series 1 into series 2, this whole end of season and opener for season 3 is crap. But O'Neill wakes up, he thinks he's in the future. It turns out he's not. And he thinks he's been in stasis, doesn't he? And it turns out he's not. It's a goal plan to gather intel. And it actually is a filler episode because there's a lot of flashbacks and stuff through it. As a filler episode, it's quite a clever one. I think if this had been a mid-season filler episode, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But because it was an end-of-season episode, I had a problem with it. And also, Hathor turns up at the end, and I couldn't stand that character. I thought she was crap. Like, oh, I've got love gas. It's like a Batman 1960s Batman bad guy.
Did you say I've got love gas?
She had love gas. Isn't that basically she belched and people fell in love with her? Isn't that basically how it works?
Hey, that's totally what I did. Okay, never mind. I can't even say that. Just never mind. Cut off my camera.
But I think. I'm sorry, man. I can't say your name. What is that? Pedar. That's an amazing name. As a clip episode, as a filler episode, it's stunning. As a fine season finale episode, it's awful. That's my point. Hathor, R.I.P. Love gas.
See,
love gas.
I agree with you on Out of Mind being a terrible episode. I've just seen what you typed.
I'm just shocked.
I'm the one that's shocked. I was just like, love gas.
Yeah, love gas.
What?
It's love gas.
What?
Love gas.
What's Stargate?
It's just a terrible episode.
Yeah, so I'm not a fan of Out of Mind. I do like the opener for season 3 though. I like the second part of it because it's not a clip show. That's the only reason I don't like Out of Mind. It's because it's just a clip show.
I mean, clip shows. They're kind of lazy, you know.
Yeah.
I think when you're doing 24 episodes, I don't mind a filler episode if you do it cleverly. And Stargate actually did do some clever ones. Remember the president one?
Yeah.
Where they have a new president and he's reading the reports.
Yes.
And they have they have little flashback bits. That I thought was a really clever episode. Again, it's a filler episode. It's a the actors really need a week off episode. But if you're doing 24 episodes, I'm okay with it. I don't mind them.
The difference with those ones is they weren't a finale or an opener.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. So, it's a mid-season thing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why I don't like it as a finale. It's not
useful.
I mean, the cliffhanger is good. The cliffhanger. Sorry. The cliffhanger is really good in the fact that he gets, so Jack gets turned into a Goa'uld.